Call me Fuego, 93 like me. Fire in the sheets, spending summers on the sea. Quedo, she don't way home. Bev Hill life on Rodeo.
All right, let's see who's ready and willing to go. It is week 2, match 2, as we head to the sunny, beautiful desert of Miramar. Shout out to Intel for making this possible. Let's head over to the perfect pontification of Toby and Paper Thang.
Thank you very much, Toffees, Clover, and Froz. I thought he could have really gone with the alliteration and put my name first there. I think you screwed the pooch on that one there, Toffees, but whatever. We'll get into the game as we have a very southern-heavy plane path to start this one out. Toby, are we going to see any shenanigans like we did at the beginning of that first game?
One thing's for sure, if you are a team that's opting to go north, there will most likely be teams opting to try and contest your vehicles. But of course, we have seen before plenty of teams opting to go down to the south. And I mean, this plane is so far south that even FaZe Clan, who normally goes south on these type planes, go, you know what? Nah, we'll just take up, we'll go back to mxey. The only way they can really get pulled up on is from the east, and they would hear those vehicles by the time they come up close. Now, let's see JRs, who talked about them, the only team that were really all the way down towards the south. Now, Pio hears something here. That should be an easy peasy one for him.
Yeah, JRs has no idea Pio is here. Nope. Pio just lights him up with the M4, makes quick work of JRs. You can see Pio looking around to see if he's clear. It's going to be Esther, the one to finish the job. Point, I guess. Well, it's not a point because of the settings, but a kill for Jeemzz. Now, Akari's going to take Shandian out. Shandian rolls up here. TSG full sending it into Afrika. Volleybear now going to go down as well. It's only Pang left for them. Afrika doing a fantastic job holding this off.
They lost one earlier. Now they're looking to go out in 16th here. It's going to be a trigger one. Yep, and there you go. Ikari with the nade finds Pang. That's all she wrote for Triumphant Song Gaming. And they will fold in 16th. I just love it when you have a pull-up and there's just a guy leaning out the car going, hello there. And down he goes. Speaking of pull-up, 4 AM and K7 now pulling up towards FaZe Clan's position. Good high ground position. It's going to be contested. And first one to fall is going to be mxey.
Yeah, mxey taking down as Booyahoo watching some angles around the silos. Fuzzface still up on that hill with his mini, poking some damage into Booyahoo's back. Booyahoo gonna let go with that grenade. It's got Xiaolu, and it's gonna get the knock. Very nicely timed by him. Perfectly thrown. Forever gets a little bit of cross damage in, and now Lockslock takes some damage of his own from Crazy, returns the favor, gets Crazy down to about half health, as this is quite a messy fight.
Yeah, it's an issue for both the teams right now, and also, I mean, mxey got caught. Oh my lord, this circle towards the north is going to be... That just makes that position on the hillside even more valuable, and no one's going to be backing off of this. You have Fuzz on the side, not really engaged in the fight just yet. You can see him running with the mini on the backside of your screen. He's going to be making it over, trying to get some sort of info, and if FaZe plays this correctly, even though they lost mxey early, they might be in a perfect third-party position here.
Yeah, I think just hang out on the edges of this fight, buy as much time as possible, let K7 and 4 AM really just beat the hell out of each other, and then find your way to scoop up the remnants of these two teams. Now, they're trying to work around these wide cylinders. It can be a bit tricky. Booyahoo has found Fuzzface out in the open, gonna shoot the pole there for just a second, is not able to find a knock. Forever Crazy working this right-hand side of this, and they're going to back off a bit. Time to rest up and see if they can recoup. Oath, on the other hand, has found Navi again in this game, Toby, and they have one knock.
It's a tricky situation for everyone to be in. Everyone wants to go down and play the center in the open. I can play that open, but you cannot do that as long as the hills are still in. Navi want to take control of the hill. They need to push forward. There's really only one place they can go at this point, and that's taking the fight to Oath. As little as Navi likes to fight early on in the game here, they have to take this engagement if they want to have anywhere to play from later on in the games. And yeah, up close, lops the nade on over. Ooh, that could be good on Pat Caps. Oh, a little too far. Is it going to be enough? No. No damage done with that one. One more lob forward. Orange is the one throwing the nade in there. That one was straight in the face of Balefrost. He's going to go down.
Yeah, really nicely done here. Tab on the side puts Raylo onto his stomach, and Snaker's trying to come up over the top. They get a bunch of damage. Besto's trying to help him out as this flank could collapse, but no, it's going to be Orge and Besto getting some knocks. Orge over the top, finds the angle, finishes Oath off.
They just got over half the kills in this game they had in kills the entire last week. Keep that in mind. I mean, I know it's gonna sound rude, but it's also a compliment in saying they're back. If they can go out and take fights like this, that is really, really good for Navi. Sonics, let's see if they can hold off here. Pulling up to 4 AM. They know they're bruised already. They want to get the res up. They lost 2 already. It's just 1 more left alive, though. Lou trying to do the damage needed. He's down to half HP, trying to get him down. There's just 1 more left alive, but FaZe come in from behind and take him down.
Yeah, it's a great crossfire setup on the entry that Sonics are trying to make, but there's just too many teams around 4 AM. Now Savior doesn't even have to do anything because Ibiza finds Jeemzz, and there was already H-Win down, so Sonics go out in 13. So Sonics didn't have many great options in front of them, tried to find a timing to fourth party a fight, and now it's going to be FaZe and K7 left up on the side of this hill, but it's in the circle, so this one could kind of slow down a little bit, Toby. It could take a little while before this fight has to happen.
And the issue with nope, you say that, but they're gonna have to fight now if they want to get out of here alive, because the circle just went down the hill, and down the hill pretty steep, that's for sure. Now, the only positive in this shift is that you can now start trying to utilize the open spaces in the field below, because the majority of the hillsides are excluded. Orange cold in the open, there's no way in hell he's getting back on his feet. Nice shooting from Esta, and PO to take him down, and Lux up with the gross up close takedown. Oop, and I was just gonna say, I mean, they need to finish this fight on the hillside early, because this hillside is good for vision, but you cannot go out and try and get vision if you know there's a team sitting right next to you. So the fact that K7 pushes out and takes down Uber, I'm loving the fact that they dare now. Again, K7, a team that I missed the aggression from last week, daring to go out, push Uber, get the kill on him. Fuzz and Gustav are on their own. You can see Fuzz here trying to hold off. Just 12 more seconds to go until they have to move. And keep in mind, because these two teams have been sitting on top of one another for a while, none of them has really had a good chance to scout down the hill. Gustav is doing it now, but what info have they gotten in the time they've been able to look down? We'll see now.
Yeah, Jeemzz going to make their move at a almost exactly same time as K7. TSM down below them. Now, it isn't the full strength TSM. They did lose Miraku early on. PO going to rock up in front of them. They're going to fly over with more vehicles, trying to get those crossfire angles set up on a TSM, and it's going to be Esther finding one, gets knocked himself. Iro down as well. PO going to get knocked from a grenade. Wookie Bookie on the backside, taking a whole bunch of damage from Alfaka. Attack all around, who's been waiting in the wings, pulls up on this. It starts putting in some more damage. A lot of teams going to get knocked. JQ finding an Onyx now. Both TSM and Jeemzz very beat up.
Everyone was waiting for a chance to push down into the hill, and once the hillside was excluded, they all sent it at the same time. Chaos consumes everyone. K7 loses 2. Here comes to Navi place, but they don't see one. No, Scene, and from behind takes out both of them.
Oh no, they never saw it. Had they angled that car just a couple inches to the left, they might have been able to run Xenon over without really realizing it. Instead, it's going to be Xenon taking them down as they have no hope. But VP, they should be able to clean this up. All 4 of them popping grenades into him, and it is going to be Zen Noun who goes out to Hyru's in. mxey's going to find the knock onto him. Now, the thing I was thinking in the back of my head that I never got to mention, Toby, about that Jeemzz push was I don't think they ever knew that AAA was there.
They had no clue. No clue whatsoever. Let's see now. How is this going to fare out? It's not going to fare for FaZe Clan, that's for sure. Even though it's Detonation Gaming White that's getting pulled up on, it's actually Liquid doing the damage towards FaZe Clan trying to pull up on the Shack. There's just, that's what I'm saying. There's really nothing you can play in the center of this circle. As long as the compound's in, as long as the hill is in. The hill got shifted out to the, for the most part. That allowed for some places to be opened, but with Liquid's position still in, it's so damn difficult for anyone in the open to have a place they can call home from where they can do anything but just proning. And well, this circle sure as hell didn't make things any easier.
Yeah, that compound for Liquid is really powerful now in this circle. They can see basically everything that's around them. There isn't much going on except for where Afrika is, but that's going to leave this circle. So, for all intents and purposes, Liquid has control of this. Now, I've liked what Fury is doing so far here, Toby. I've been really impressed throughout this tournament with how they navigate themselves.
Yes. They've gotta be a little. Oh, that nade pretty much landed inside the vehicle. Surprised that Rusty is still alive. Kill though does fall. Gets flushed as well. Once again, Liquid able to do a lot of third partying in that one. Molly thrown in. No damage done, but enough for them to be forced on out. Rusty finds the double. Rasper will fall in return of this. There's only so many places you can play from in this circle, and Fury has one of them. They've got to be a little sad they left that compound and gave it to Liquid. Of course, that's all hindsight. 2021 knowledge. Liquid now shooting over towards Infantry, who find themselves in between Liquid and Afrika Freaks as well.
Yeah, Afrika has a decision to make here. Do they try to do something crazy? Do they try to just push into Infantry or Liquid? It looks like right now they're going to pull up, see what information they can get onto what Infantry is doing. That's going to be the, I would say, easier target for them, no doubt about it. You could kind of try to get underneath the hill that Liquid is at, but until someone is dislodged next to you, you're not going to be able to really hold it for very long. It's one of those hills that is pretty exposed. Now grenades are being traded, damage being done. Akkad getting the knock onto Longsker, and the finish actually comes through to Necro. Doesn't matter too much since wins are all that matter, who gets that point, but it is one down for Afrika in front of them.
Stats, bro. Stats, bro. How can stats not matter? You know,
okay.
you gotta get those kills, bro. That's all that matters.
Add those stats.
Let's see.
Fair.
gotta have something to show off on Twitter, you know. Gotta get that damage in there, but of course, I mean, while it doesn't matter in terms of kills, you do want to get teams as crumbled down as possible, especially if you, as you can see now, have to run into them later on in the game. 9 trying to shoot over the top of the head of, ooh, that's scary. Bullying, don't stand up. You will get a bullet to the back of the head. And Hikari falls to a nade, tried to go down, get himself within nade distance, but now falling down. Akkad is up close and maybe within molly distance. Could do a lot of damage with that, but no, he swats back to the gun.
Yeah, Akkad still trying to hold the angle on the side of the smoke, catching Infantry peeking. He's got priority. He gets a very nice headshot, gets the knock onto Bullying, starts spraying in there, seeing if he could catch another member or just finish that knock. But for now, Infantry is able to find safety behind their vehicle barricade as now the full push is on. Akkad not able to get, oh, he does get the knock on the 9, but quickly taken down by Zhaoyang. Here comes EJ along the side, just spraying around, desperately looking for Zhaoyang, can never find him in time. Hatsia takes a bunch of damage, he's down as well.
They all end up dying. That's just unfortunate. Now we have a billion cards and a billion crates and no one to take them. Vehicle strolls on by, the set violin plays, and that's an entire southeast side open, and Virtus Pro going, well, I guess we don't have to fight a team coming down the hill anyway then, because Liquid just did all the damage for us. Look at the spread of kills as well. As even as could be expected, they're all just in perfect positions for third party. No one has a chance to shoot back at Liquid right now. mxey has run out of 7.62, I would assume, since he has his 4x on his M4. They've been shooting at absolutely everything with absolutely no risk involved for themselves in this, all of this. Oh no, these nades. Furry out within nade distance. That one's on the money. Spiro falls down. Both the other remaining players down to half HP, but unfortunately no nade to follow.
Now, I was just about to say, Spit's still alive. He's doing his best to stay hidden. And finally, Hiruzen sees him, sprays a couple shots, gets a little bit of damage. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, Team Liquid, again, still maintains control over this circle. There's only a few spots underneath this compound that you can work with. VP has one, Furia has one. There's a few that if you're able to get closer to Team Liquid, you can also stay underneath relatively safely, but getting there is going to be very difficult. Necro, excuse me, does take care of Svit, so now that Snake dealt with. I would think they have quite a bit of smokes as well with all those crates that are hanging around there. So maybe they could get some going in front of them. Maybe you work your way towards Team Liquid. And this is a good push by Batulins. He's going to get up to the rock, claim that for himself. Now the grenades that Team Liquid has been able to sit on for some time are going to start to work. But it's actually Necro who gets the knock onto Batulins. The grenade started the damage. Necro going to be the one to finish it. Clib, we talked about it earlier, Toby. He's getting bolts, but this time they give him the best one, the AWM. But it doesn't matter. They can just spray down with their assault rifles, just tap away.
Oh, this is insane. We talked about how the solos might never win games, but they sure as hell can damage the ones that did have a chance to do so. Had Batulin stayed alive up there, there would have been nothing that Clib and Liquid could do other than pushing him down or try to get a lucky nade in there to get him knocked, but Necro gets the knock on towards him. Spiro didn't deal with the solo fast enough, and now this has Liquid written all over it.
Yeah, this should be firmly under Liquid control. It's going to take Necro and Spyro just playing the games of their lives to hold on through this. Clib now with that AWM, seeing if he could scope in. Jeemzz gonna throw that grenade. It's gonna get far enough behind and get the finish onto Necro. Perfectly thrown by Jeemzz there, finishing off one of the snakes. One left to go.
Liquid 4v1. Spiro, we've seen crazy things from you before, but to be able to pull this one off would require nothing short of a miracle. Clib is holding the ankle with the 8x arm. Doesn't even care. Just make one move, get away from that vehicle for a second, and you will be dead. Denying points here don't matter either. You have to get the win if you want to do anything. And to be fair, I mean, he's trying to buy himself as much time as possible, but I just do not see how in the universe this should ever be possible. Down to half HP, tagged once by Jeemzz. Now he's visible again. He's peeking on over, but it ain't gonna matter. Liquid seals the deal, gets the second win, and there you go. 13 kills and a spot in the weekly finals.
Yeah, they take that compound and they just rain down from it. So many kills for them in that round. That is one of the bigger, I'd say, kill totals we've seen in a weekly survival. Just, you know, and that's what you should be doing when you're gifted a compound like that. Do as much damage to everyone else as possible. Like we talked about, control as much space as possible. Make it as hard for those teams to get into you as you can.
And you can see the face of Batulans. He's frustrated. He knew if they got that rock and all of them got up there, they would have had a chance to hold Liquid out because the circle did not end inside the compound. They would have had a chance to make the play, but they oversaw for the remaining player from Furia's position and end up losing. I don't want to say because of that, because it was still going to be a very difficult win for Virtus.pro to bring home. But in the end, great game from Liquid. $6,000 added to their match winnings.